These are your files, just sitting there waiting for someone to look at them. They want more than that. They want to live. They want to do things. What if I told you all you need to support any workflow, even an entire virtual team, is files like these? Substrate turns your local files and folders into a personalized AI-powered operating system. You own your data. You own and control the experience. And if you self-host your own LLM, you don't even need the internet. This is a true game changer. I don't know what else to say. I'm demoing in the rest of this video. There's another video coming that talks about the why it exists, why I built Substrate, and how it operates. Look for that in the description below or at the end of this video once it's published. Let's get to the demos now. Show me all of my projects. Okay, so these are all of my projects. 3 of them are pending. The behavioral architecture article, I'm looking forward to that one. Can you create some tickets that would make sense for the behavioral architecture article? I already have the outline and actually a lot of the meat kind of written, but I need to flesh a few more ideas out, and I need to make sure I'm not missing anything important. And I want to review conversations that I had with AI while I was building Substrate to maximize how contextual I can make things in the article. So yeah, I need to do all those things and then publish it and then share it, basically. So those are all of the activities I need to do for that project. So again, all of those projects live as things on my local desktop, on my hard drive. They're mine. They're all mine. And I don't need to depend on Trello or Asana or Linear or UpClick or anything in order for those to be created, maintained, used. This is just Cloud Cowork, in this example, leveraging my local files, and that's it. I can have absolute work management control. Oh, there we go. 5 tickets were created. Flesh out remaining ideas, review article for completeness, review AI conversations, publish article, share article. Yep, okay, cool. It also set up a dependency. Dependencies are going to be cool later. Share article depends on publish article. Indeed. And the project status is now active. You know what? I didn't ask for that, but it makes sense. Real quick, before I go to this second very exciting part of the demo, I want to encourage you to follow my work. If you are interested in participating in the alpha or beta of Substrate, make sure that you mark that off. If you want to work with me, either as a client or employer, do that as well and sign up. Now we're on to the OpenClaw part of the demo. And this is not a demo of OpenClaw. This is a look into the very near future of what work is about to look like for people. Focusing on the screen here, what is this? This is a locally hosted web page that is a Trello clone, but it's specifically for my work and how I define my work. So one of the things that Substrate allows, it enables a completely bespoke way of working with things that is maximizing meaning and practicality for me. And it's a shared understanding between myself and any agents that I work with. So there's all sorts of entity types in my system, whether it's my missions, initiatives, projects, tickets, tasks, any number of things. And each of them carries a particular meaning that is specific to me, how I work, and how I think about things. And that meaning is understood by the agents who partner with me. The other night, I was on my couch resting between sessions, and I had an idea. Oh, hey, Carl, can you create a Trello clone for my work, I want it based on at the level of tickets, and I want to be able to have a selection mechanism for filtering on projects. I forget how I phrased it, but it was something like that. And 30 seconds later, I got a response. Here you go, Nick. Just click on this link and it's available. And it wasn't this because I added some polish. I made a few corrections. I added a feature or two. But number one, Carl got it 80% of the way right. One shot. I didn't need to spend hours planning a PRD or anything like that. I just had a thought, said, hey, Carl, can you make this? And Carl made it. Now I have a work management tool that is built for me. I own the data, the experience, the process. It's all mine, and it's how I want it. Okay, Carl, I am showing off what we built together. Well, I mean, you built it, but I told you what I wanted. Anyway, I am about to change the status of one of my tickets. After I do that, I'm going to reach out to you again and you tell me which one changed. Okay, so we'll go over here and this one is actually done, but I'm going to improve it. So let's just call it active. Why not? Which one changed now? Tell me which ticket changed status. Yep, he got it right. The interactive resume chatbot. There we go. Sometimes I'm at my computer. Sometimes I want a visual representation that I can manipulate and move things around. Other times I want Carl to just change things. In fact, how about, thanks, Carl. Can you move all of the tickets that are currently completed, put them into active status instead? So this can be particularly convenient if you want bulk operations, if you're not at your desk, if you're doing something outside, you're done, and you could generate a mobile app version of this if you wanted, or you could just ask Carl to take care of it for you. And he just took care of it for me. So now all of those things that were completed are now in the active column. All right. Now I want to move a few things over just so that we see everything on the screen. Otherwise, yeah, I think we're good. We can see everything on the screen. All right. So you notice that when I changed things here, the data on my desktop changed. And when Carl changed the data on my desktop, this interface changed as well. In this kind of interface, how could I visualize dependencies? Well, let me show you. There's a little red, can I increase? There we go. So this little symbol with the red and it has the 1 right there. If I hover over that, it shows there's one dependency and this is the dependency. So they're right next to each other. Okay. The polished UI, that is dependent on this. Now, since that's completed, then this is actually unblocked. Same with the sharing of the article. And remember, I just created these in the cowork experience. So it does not matter where or how these things are created or edited. It's all data on your desktop. And then this thing has 3 dependencies. And notice it has a red outline where the others are blue. This is showing that this is more than one step away. This is just one possible solution that you can have for an interface that is built on your data on your desktop. You can do any number of things, and this is a pretty simple solution. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And again, how I kicked this off, let's actually focus on the behavioral architecture article. Yeah, there we go. You can also, let me just type some things, and we'll say that's pending. No, that's completed. Why not? There we go. Okay, so like everything functions. And this just created a folder and a file on my desktop that represents this ticket. It has all of the relationships of the project and everything else in my system that is applicable. And keep in mind, I did not have to go to a command line interface. I did not have to open Cursor or anything like that to build this. I just slacked Carl and he built it for me. I clicked the link, it took me here, and I just kept talking in Slack with Carl and he kept making updates. And this is just with one agent. If you have a coordinated swarm of agents, then even more of this would be done while you're doing other things, and you can systematize things to such an extent that you wouldn't need to be doing the back and forth because the agents would know how you think, what matters to you, how you work with all of these affordances that help AI do things for you better than they could without that shared language. Everything compounds. I want to demo one other thing, which I'm not sure how well it's going to work. Let's say, okay, I'm going to add a new ticket here. I actually repurposed a prompt that I pulled from Reddit. I just changed a few details. Hey, Carl, there is a ticket that I just created called Create a 5-second intro video, blah, blah, blah. I want you to create a remotion animation based on the title and description of that ticket. Note that I just created a ticket that has some details of what I want a motion graphics video to look like. And I just told Carl, look at that ticket and build it for me. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Carl is working. Oh, it's done? Oh, okay. Let me play. No, that's the old thing. Oh, there we go. All right. Go bananas in the kitchen. Okay, fine. All right. So Carl has the remotion skills. I didn't need to open Cloud Code or do any of those things. I just told Carl, do this, follow the instructions on the ticket. Great work, Carl. Go ahead and move that ticket to the done column. There we go. That's where it currently is at. And I said done column, even though it's labeled completed, he should be able to figure it out. Oh, Jesus, I missed it. Yep, there it is. Okay, good. The alpha testing is testing all of the basics, and it's already able to perform at scale. There are updates that are going to allow it to perform at massive scale, but then the beta testing is going to really be focused on agent swarms. And that's where I'm wondering, how well does the semantic landscape and the behavioral architecture and the performance at scale, how well does that hold up?